Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. We'll get started here in just a minute. We'll see if anybody else is jumping on the call this week. All right. So Eloise, you're the only one on the call this week, so you have the floor. Is there anything that you wanted to go over or discuss regarding attraction, the leads that you have that you're reaching out to at all these days?
Not really. I've been trying to line up some people to, contact and find out if they have any interest. But I also wanted to thank Larry. Larry sent a lead this week, which they signed up. They're signing up today if they haven't already.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get leads through the NSA program. That's the non-sponsored agent program. These are agents that are asking questions about EXP. When they come to us without a sponsor, then it gets basically round robined out to agents such as yourself. So that's a good way to start building your organization for sure. Um, good. So as far as an agenda for these calls, we kind of are taking the approach of not having an agenda moving forward, just answering agents' questions. So whoever jumps on the call, or you guys are welcome to ask questions. We can try to have some dialogue discussion. Um, we there's six steps to agent attraction, which we're not going to get into all six steps today, but basically the main things you want to do is create a list of people that you want to reach out to and create some time each week that you can reach out to people. And the reach outs could look like phone calls, emails, text messages, sending them a newsletter, something you create, sending them something of value to, have them attend one of our group training sessions or one of our daily huddles. So it's really up to our agents to figure out what it looks like as far as bringing somebody into a conversation with EXP. It's just a matter of what that conversation looks like.
Now, if I
So
wanted to invite someone to come in, do I have to do anything special for them to come in or just send them the information?
if you have the link, you could just send them the link. Maybe an email looks like, hey, Sally, glad to connect with you. Our group does a lot of training, masterminds, huddles. Here's the next 2 weeks of calls that we have going on, and then you can just send them, you know, Jeff Russell's daily huddle. You could send them our. I wouldn't send them this one. This is more for agent attraction, but anything that would be adding value, like Joseph Limo's, Robert Welcart, Larry White's for sure. He does the Friday wealth building mastermind. He definitely that's probably of all the ones that we do, I'd say Joseph Limo's and Larry's are the most structured, where they have either a guest or they have an agenda that they're following those particular days. Jeff's huddles in the morning are a little bit more ad hoc. Basically, we're just trying to answer agents' questions. They usually go in the right direction. It's just we never know what direction they're going to go. And like today, we started doing some role playing on the daily huddle, which was really good. I thought that the agents got a lot out of that, but we didn't know that was going to happen until we got to it. But with Joseph Limo and Larry, typically there's either a guest speaker or they have an agenda that they're going to follow, and those are more along the lines of they're an hour long, whereas the daily huddles are half an hour, and again, more group focused. But I would invite people to the daily huddles. I've invited several people, and I think most of the people that have come have gotten a lot out of those huddles.
Okay, great.
So Larry, I let everybody know that, and Jeff also, that we're just basically masterminding at this point moving forward. The agents that come on can ask the questions, have us at their disposal for the half an hour. We do have a series of 6 weeks that we followed that are on the YouTube channel. If you guys want to follow those 6 weeks, But really, when it comes to agent attraction, it looks differently for every agent in our group. Um, unless you take the business approach to agent attraction, where this is what you want to focus on, then I would suggest that you really do lay down and follow a blueprint for what attraction looks like. And you might work out an agenda, you might work out a business plan that you think is perfect, and you get into it and you realize that it isn't as perfect as I thought it was, because once you start getting into the nuts and bolts of things, that's where you see what's working, what's not working, and you can make those adjustments and changes. And that's where we could probably help you out with that a little bit. For the couple people on this call, it took Larry and I probably 8 months to really, figure out the direction we were wanting to go with this, and how we can tag team and work best with potential agents. And we kind of, I think we're still working out the kinks, but I think for the most part, we've worked out those kinks, and now it's just a matter of, either I reach out first or Larry does, or vice versa. And, we just, we tag team on all those communications.
Well, I want to also remind everybody, that it takes time. It's like with anything else. I wish that we had the easy button for you. We share with you the easiest button possible, but it takes work on all of our efforts. And I want to remind everybody, you might say like, oh, it's easy for you now, Eric, right? How many people do you have in your group now, Eric?
Yeah, we're approaching 60.
Approaching 60, right? So he has a steady passive income and stuff coming in. But for the first 3 months, literally, he was setting 2 to 4 appointments every single day, and not one person joined for 3 months. So now he's in a spot where this passive income is life-changing, right? He has opportunities now if he wants to work less at the chiropractic office, if he wants to get out of that altogether. But it took 3 months with 0 results to create that freedom. But we created the plan. We followed the plan like religiously. And then once he got his first one, by the end of the first year, there was over 40 people. So between months 4 and months 12, we added over 40 people to Eric's group. But it was the work that we did in the first 3 months to build the foundation. So if this is part of your business plan, what are you willing to sacrifice, right? Because there has to be time, effort, energy, money, right? There has to be a trade-off somewhere. If this is one thing that you guys want, like, we're going to help you guys grow regardless. We're putting people underneath you guys when we get orphan agents and stuff like that. So we'll do it as much as we can, but it does take effort at the end of the day. And I cannot preach that enough. I've had agents that have joined me from the Tom Ferry coaching organization when I was a Tom Ferry coach, and they're like, look, we just want to recruit. That's all we want you to coach us on. And it's like your business. These are relationships, and it takes time to build up these relationships to go. Same thing here in the real estate. You can just follow an accelerated path with what Eric and I have already built.
Yeah, these are really, laid out for you guys as question and answer sessions. So, yeah, Eloise, John, any questions this week regarding, paths to follow, things to do?
No questions at this time. I'm been wanting to join these meetings and check them out and start to put together a game plan for myself as far as agent attraction goes. So just kind of listening and seeing. I'm probably have to go back to the YouTube channel and rewatch some of the previous calls and get that blueprint going.
Yeah, here, let me put that YouTube in the chat here so you have that, and just go under the section that says agent attraction. And you can watch those. They're somewhat structured. Sometimes we got off the rails a little bit as we were having our discussions. But we tried to follow an agenda as best we possibly could. And we've actually laid out, we've laid out business models for this for agents. We just kind of found that, you know, unless the agent really adopts this as something they want to do, that, you know, I can't develop a business plan for anybody unless they have something invested in it. It doesn't have to be anything that's monetarily invested, but it has to be some time or initiative. And it's the same with me. I mean, I've been coached my whole career, and when I did well was whenever I really bought into the coaching and didn't change things. And yeah, if you're paying for it, I mean, you might as well take advantage of what somebody's showing you. It's like a franchise. If you bought a McDonald's franchise and decided you wanted to do things your own way, that basically take the franchise away from you, because they don't want you to do it your way. They want you to do it the way that they've established over trial and error for, you know, several hundreds of thousands of locations, or maybe not hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands of locations. So, you know, I don't think that we've created anything that's spectacular, except from the viewpoint of it does take repetition, it does take a little bit of effort, and it does, probably the most important thing is it takes some consistency. You know, it doesn't matter if you're doing this 30 minutes a week or 3 hours a week, as long as you're doing it consistently 30 minutes a week or consistently 3 hours a week, the result will just be different. But it could be the same. I mean, if you know a lot of people, if you have a large sphere and you can maximize the time that you spend doing an activity, I mean, you can get there pretty darn quick. That's probably why we were able to do it as quickly as we did, is because we had a really good list to tap into. We had a captive audience, so to speak, where not everybody has that same captive audience. But everybody that's on this call has agents that I've worked with over the years. And even if you just put together a monthly email campaign that those agents would receive, and by the way, we have these that we'll give to you. You know, if you wanted to give them, like, you know, one of the things that Larry gave me was a tip of the month club type of thing, where the agents, I put them on a drip and they get a tip of the month. So every month they get you know, reach out to your sphere, or your consistency is key, or the fortune is in the follow-up. And all these little emails go out to these agents, just giving them an idea that they can work on. And we go to consultants and we go to coaches because we want ideas. We want to have them teach us what they've learned over the years through trial and error. Well, you'd be doing the same thing with these agents. You would be giving them something each week where they can basically be getting a nugget. And anytime I've ever gone to a seminar, whether it was a 3-day seminar or 1 day or a week, if I came out of that session with just 1 or 2 nuggets that I was able to act on and do, it was worth it to me. You know, I didn't feel like I had to come out of there with 100 different things, because quite honestly, if you had 100 things to work on, you wouldn't work on 100 things. Nobody would. You just want 1 or 2 good things that you can focus on, so that you can basically be talking to people, which is really the key to all this. Is you want to be talking about the group, talking about your experiences, talking about, you know, what you do, and then asking really good questions. And those questions would evolve around on pain points for the people that you're talking to, you know. So anyhow, see, Art joined us. Art, we were just getting into letting everybody know that, you know, we're basically not following an agenda. We're just spitballing whatever comes up, whatever people want to talk about in regards to agent attraction. If anybody has somebody that they're working on, or wants to reach, or they want to reach out to, this is a good time to ask questions on what the best approach would be to do that. So while we still have everybody on the call, anything else you guys want to discuss or go over this week, or? Right now, Laurie, I'm on vacation next week, so if you guys want to run this call, I'll give you the logins to run it next week, but it'd be totally up to you guys if you and Jeff want to run this next week. It looks like
It's,
Jeff was getting ready to say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'll add that I think everybody here on this call, I'm driving, so it's kind of hard to see, but everybody here has, our closers, right? We've got either buyer side or seller side of the transaction. And one thing that I strongly recommend that we're doing as a minimum is reaching out to that agent that you closed a deal with, and assuming they're, a good agent that you'd want to work with, reach out to them and invite them to coffee and go meet with them, right? Because I mean, we're in a virtual company here, and we don't get a lot of interaction with anyone other than people in our group for the most part. Definitely no face to face, like shaking hands and rubbing bellies, so to speak. So strongly recommend that you take the time to, congratulate them and take them to coffee. And they're gonna ask you about EXP, I promise you, unless they're already EXP. But do that at a minimum, and I promise you'll pick up some agents. And the other thing too that I do that I've talked about is always wish not just agents, but I do, former colleagues, friends, SOI agents on both LinkedIn and Facebook. I'm always wishing them a happy birthday. And I've gotten 3 agents that have joined EXP just from that alone, right? Because it strikes up conversation. They'll either ask me about EXP or we'll start a conversation. And when they're an agent, I always type in, I can't tell you verbatim what it says, but once they respond, I always say, hey, with your experience and as good agents you are, how come you haven't partnered with EXP yet? And that right there is how I've gotten at least 2 of the 3 agents that came on. So just some little things that you can do on a daily basis to or a daily or regular basis to attract agents. And you get the right agent, like look at Eric. Like if Eric wasn't here, I'd have 60 from what I hear, less people in my downline as with Larry. So it only takes a couple really good agents that are attractors to start helping you build your downline.
Well, John, Art, Eloise, any other questions this week? You guys got you have the floor.
Yeah, Eric, Larry. Yeah, I was just looking at the new agent that you sent me, Larry. I haven't called him yet. I wanted to kind of get some ideas on like what to talk about with new agents, as opposed to somebody with REO experience that our group is normally looking for,
I would talk about their business. That's it. Like EXP, our group doesn't matter unless we can solve their problems. And so if you don't talk to them about their business, you will never know what the problem is. It's like coming into a listing presentation. If somebody wants to get out of that home as fast as possible because the rest of their family is in Europe, they've moved, they've missed their family, they haven't seen them in 3 years, listing it, let's say the average marketing time in that area is 90 days. That might not fit their needs to get them the highest price. They might be willing to accept 10% less and sell it within 45 days. So, but if you don't talk to your clients, you don't know how to solve what they're looking for. Same thing with agents. Art, like look back at our pattern of conversation. It wasn't like the first question. It wasn't, hey, Art, do you want to join me over here? Right? It was like, Art, oh man, I see like, like you're with Villa, like most of those agents have some REO experience. Is that true for you? Yeah. Actually, I'm licensed in Florida and Chicago. Oh my gosh, Chicago. Man, I have a ton of opportunities in Chicago with particular clients. Does that ever interest you, right, to expand your group back there? It was a process. It wasn't this instant kill. I was pre-qualifying you to figure out what you needed. Once I found out what you needed, oh, this is the right tool. If they don't have REO experience, it might be something that they need to get to. It might be something, man, I think I could do this, and we could partner for the first 5 or 10.
Yeah.
Split it 50-50. So that way you can use my experience. Does that interest you, Art?
Right, that's what I was thinking exactly, because he's way in the north suburbs, and I'm
Uh-huh.
what southwest. So we could, I was thinking of offering to somehow partner up with, if I get, one of the HPAs is, over an hour away north. It's one I can maybe co-list with him, something like that. Type of deal. So yeah, okay, good. Just looking for ideas. Thank you.
So every agent is different, but unless you ask, like, Art, how's business going? Oh man, this is your slowest year. Where did your business used to come from?
Yeah.
Oh, and so that dried up with interest rate. Oh, it was buyer. Oh, whatever it was. Okay, I understand that. Now, moving forward, I'm assuming you want to get back maybe to your best performance ever. What would that take, right? Like, what are you missing? They will tell you exactly what the problem is. I knew where you were at, how much you got compensated on your REOs, and the lack of REOs you were getting.
Yeah.
If you didn't take this opportunity, like, bless your heart, right? Like, I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know
it
what to
was.
tell you.
It really was a no-brainer. I mean, especially Villa with the 50%. But yeah, okay, cool. Thank
But imagine had I came to you and started talking to you about stock, right? Like, oh my gosh, like over the next 15 years, you can accumulate this much stock. And you're like,
you.
I'm trying to do more business. That wouldn't have been, that's why I don't list all of these things about EXP. It is a case by case basis where I'm getting to know that agent. Then I'm connecting with them on social. And then I'm inviting you to this REO Alliance where I'm a top contributor and people are calling me out. And now it adds some testimonials and credibilities, right? It's a stacking process.
Okay, gotcha. Give him a call.
The other thing that I use that, Larry was kind of talking about is the the word grow, GROW. And G is, what are your goals? Simple. Everybody's got goals, right? And then, what's reality? What are you really doing? Your goals are, 100,000 a year. Your reality is 50,000. Well, okay, what are the obstacles? That's the O in grow. And you find out their obstacles, those are their pain points. That's like the families moved to Europe already, and you want to join them. That's what you need to key in on those obstacles. And then W in grow is the way forward. Well, here's how I feel that EXP or our group here at EXP could help you get to those goals and then some. So that's something that I use. I was coached a long time ago to use, and it works very well because it's just you asking a lot of questions and getting a lot of answers. And as Larry said, they'll open up to you and tell you.
Yeah, makes sense. That's what I'll do. I'll give him a call. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good conversation, guys. I really got a lot out of that, actually. You guys going over this couple of different things. While you guys are still on the phone, on the call, any other questions? Anything else you guys want to tackle today or go over? Because I have 6 minutes before my next call.
I guess my call, Larry, would be to you with the gentleman that you sent me this week. Now, he should be signing up today if he hasn't already. Now, he's looking for a mentor. I'm not on the mentor program. Do I step back or do I just continue to reach out to him? Or what should I do with that?
No, this is where, like, we don't step back because we don't want him to think that this was this bait and switch and, oh, you were only here until I got over here, right? This is where we continue pushing forward. And once he's created that, then we just kind of educate him. Hey, look, next step is you're going to be in the mentor program, right? They're going to give you a few mentors that they're going to assign you one. Make sure that it's a good fit for you, right? If you don't connect with that mentor, that's the person that's going to walk you through every transaction. I'm going to be here to answer questions and stuff. Those people are there to answer your questions, help you write offers, do this, this, and this. You don't get paid to be a mentor, right? So I'm not taking on that responsibility. That's what somebody's responsibility is, and I'm going to let them do their job. That's what they signed up for. So this is where, guide them through, and then you just follow up. Hey, what mentor did you decide to go with? Oh, I went with Jeff Russell. If you know Jeff Russell, oh my gosh, I've worked with Jeff for years at different companies. He's great, right? And then maybe a month later, it's like, how's your mentorship program going? Have you graduated? Like, do you have any leads yet? It doesn't take a lot. And that could be a text message. Hey, how's the mentor program going?
Okay.
Same thing with a client, right? Like a client says, hey, I'm interested in buying a home. If you send 50 properties the first day and never reach back out to them again, every day your odds start to decrease, right? Of them working with you. So this is where it's just kind of the consistency and guiding people in the right direction, no matter what that might be.
Okay, because I didn't want him to think that I was, like you said, just pushing him off to someone else. But so I did let him know am here. So if you got any questions, you can always call me, we can talk. So I wanted to let him know that I'm still here if he need anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'll add to that. I'm a certified mentor, and I can tell you, I probably spend more time on Zooms and calls helping mentees that are being mentored by somebody else. So I guess my point is, like Larry said, you definitely want to be there. I tell people, even after whether they're a mentee or not of mine, I tell them, look, I'm going to be your mentor indefinitely as long as you're here at EXP. So yeah, as a sponsor, you definitely want to love on them and make sure that they know you're there, even if you're in a different state. Be there to help them maybe choose a mentor, right? And if their mentor's not right, make sure you get them out of that mentor relationship and in another one. I've had people in my own organization that I mentored, but then we switched because it was just best for both of us, right? The mentee and me. But yeah, you definitely want to stay in touch with them and help them as their sponsor. It's not required, but trust me, it goes a long way.
And make sure that you guide them. Hey, like as a new agent, Jeff's morning huddle, which is later in the day for you in Florida, right? Like, are you on that call? Like, Jeff could take on, like, he's doing that anyways, right? So, hey, have you tapped into that call? Hey, are you on Larry's mastermind call, right? Like, this is where the things that you receive value from, you push it on to others. Hey, this really helped me out a lot. Have you done this certification? Have you done that? That's all. We're just a resource.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, it's a couple minutes before. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us during the course of the week. I'll have in the newsletter if we're going to have this call next week or not. It'll just depend on everybody's schedules. And if anybody is going to the 5-Star Conference and you haven't let me know, please do let me know. We have our list going. And as far as that goes, have a good week and hope to talk to you all soon. Take care.
Hey, guys.
Thank you.